I'm the farm manager here at Air Farming, and it's roughly 420 hectares. I've been the manager here since it started back in 2008, so we've been going for about 6 years. I've been farming, or in the farming industry, for about 15 years. Started at university and then moved into the cotton industry. And when I started there, it was the start of a pretty major drought, and so I got the opportunity to come up here, and so I jumped at it, being a place with plenty of water. So yeah, we originally came up here to grow cotton and corn, and then we made the switch into sugarcane. And with cotton and corn, we split our fertiliser applications twice, maybe 3 times. So in growing sugarcane, we sort of found it strange that you put the whole fertiliser in one application. We're sort of trying to implement some of those practices that work well in the small crops, cotton and corn, and try and implement them into growing sugar. Putting the whole lot of fertiliser up in as one application, it'd be hard for the plant to utilise it all at one time. So we thought, by splitting the application, we're going to give the plant more of a chance to uptake it, and less going out as runoff. Yeah, we're hoping for a better yield, so that the cane responds better to having fertiliser applied at the right time. With the sandy soils, obviously fertiliser losses through leaching, deep drainage. So that's sort of when we tried to split our fertiliser application, but there's obviously challenges in splitting fertiliser in sugarcane, that it grows quite big very quickly. So we've sort of been experimenting with split application for a few years, but haven't really found the right fit yet. If the plant isn't taking up fertiliser and it's not there at the end of the year, well, it's gone somewhere, so it's obviously going into the water. So whether it's through runoff or through deep drainage, we're losing it somehow. So we're close to some fairly significant water systems, so we felt us having nitrogen go into those systems, it wasn't good for the systems, but it's also not good for the farm either. When the chance to do this trial came up, we sort of jumped at it. We're trialling the enhanced efficiency fertilisers, so specifically the N-Tech, which is a nitrification inhibiting fertiliser, and also the Agrocoat, which has got a polymer coat, which holds part of the fertiliser back to be released at a later date.
Well, what we wanted to do was see if we can reduce the nitrogen rates using these enhanced efficiency fertilisers and still meet the production output of the higher rate. And if we can do that, we're putting less nitrogen in the system and still growing the same amount of yield. It's going to be beneficial for the grower and for the environment. So maybe it's not about how much nitrogen we use, but how we use it. We've got lysimeters in the ground under 4 treatments, and that's measuring the volume of water going through the profile and what the concentration is. We're getting samples of that after every irrigation event. We've got flumes at the end of the treatments, so that tells us how much water's coming off and the concentration of the water. We've got nitrous oxide chambers in the treatment, so it tells us how much nitrogen we're possibly losing to the atmosphere. And if we know how much nitrogen's going on in the water, how much we've put on in the fertiliser, and those loss mechanisms, then we've got pretty much a full cycle.
Yeah, with the control release, it's like putting on a split application with one pass essentially. So
the different treatments are some of the main factors that we'll look at around crop growing expenses are fertiliser products, their rates and their overall costs, and application costs. Okay, also we'll take into account yield changes between the treatments and CCS, which will give us an overall comparison of profitability between the treatments.
We're expecting that because the sugarcane has got a longer period to uptake these fertiliser, that it's going to use all the fertiliser and none of it's going to leave the farm. So in terms of improved water quality, yeah, we won't get any of our fertiliser escaping into the water systems. We think that it's going to have a positive impact on the profitability of the business, and then also the lifestyle. Yeah, by cutting down the amount of passes that we're doing in paddock, yeah, I don't have to be at work as much, and yeah, I can go fishing more.